Hello everyone, the sun is shining and welcome to Marlpool Lane, home of Kidderminster Carolians RFC, where today our ladies team are taking part in their first game of the new NC2 League, having recently been promoted last season. And they're kicking off with some new faces against some old rivalries with Clee Hill, a very dominant Clee Hill side coming to Marlpool Lane. It's going to be a good one.
So on our team sheet today to face Clee Hill, Amelia starts at hooker for the first ever time alongside Squiggy, who shifts from back row to tight head. Scarlett starts at loose head. Aya and Katie make up the Scrum's engine room. This is the 5th season at the club for both of them. New signing Leanne slots in at flanker opposite Lottie, with former captain Tori packing down at 8. Captain Jess starts in her favoured role at scrum half, with Emma French's kicking prowess at fly half. Vice-Captain Tina switches from her favoured number 8 role to inside centre for the game, with Emma Farmer partnering her on the outside. Flanker Connie switches to wing, alongside Pocket Rocket Gemma, with Caitlin moving to fullback from the wing. Jazz is making their debut this game as an impact player, with Maddie and Rachel also providing valuable front row cover. And Sid and Georgia, 2 new players for the Carolians this season, are providing cover across the back line. And this is the Clee Hill squad that opposes us, with lots of experience within the team. So here's kick-off with Clee Hill starting the game for us. Despite the sunshine earlier, it's actually a bit of a breezy day. Scarlett takes the ball and starts running it in. It was quite a cagey game for both teams to begin with, I think. I think both teams were just trying to suss each other out. And here we are going through some of the phases. Katie taking the ball in to hit another ruck. And then ball going back out from Jess to go to Frenchie, and Frenchie putting in a massive clearance kick for us. Cleo fullback chasing it. Fumbles it a little bit, but then managed to step both Frenchie and also Connie as well. Squiggy taking them down. And Clee, this is just goes to show really how dominant Clee Hill were in some of the rucks. They were playing really hard, playing really fast, and we did pretty well to keep up with them. I think we did well to try and counter them in the wide open spaces, but we did play a bit too much into their own game. We played the game quite narrow, where we'd like to play a bit more of an expansive game. So it's a little bit disappointing, but to be fair, we hadn't had a pre-season friendly, so this was a game to essentially brush off all the cobwebs. But referee giving a penalty for being offside, which Cleo decided to kick, and kicking into the wind. Obviously, it goes not too far, but we're able to stifle the attack, and we decided we were able to hold out relatively well. With big hits going in there. Clee Hill just really starting to counter and really starting to build it all up, but ball goes forward, which we get the scrum for. So result in the scrum, Clee pushes back a little bit and actually turned the ball over, which is a bit disappointing, but there we are. Far managed the game really well, and a few panicked passes from Clee were able to secure the ball back, which is fantastic. Get the ball out to Lottie. Lottie's able to walk back into contact. A few quick hands out. Ball goes down. Clee Hill straight over there, straight into the ruck. So we're still able to get the ball. Frenchie passes it out, but we get a knock on through Luann. And referee calls it for the knock on. So resulting scrum then. And we actually turn it on against the head, which is great. Goes out to Frenchie, goes out to Tina, goes out to Farmer. Bit more of a sideways run, but we're actually able to find the space. And in the couple of passes, we've gone from one side of the pitch to the other. We've actually really utilised the space, which is fantastic. Starting to try and build the phase, just trying to crash the ball over the line a little bit. Again, we're playing a bit too much into Clee Hill's hands here, but that's the way life is, I guess. Squiggy getting tackled. And again, Clee Hill straight over the ball and a massive clear out there. Katie passes the ball out. Bit of a panic moment here, just from Aya. I think Katie probably should have taken the ball into contact at that point. And then Aya out to Connie. And then, a 2-3 player hit and Connie to take her out to touch. You just got to love to see it. So line out goes over. Scarlett picks it up. Nice little run from a prop there. The ball quickly goes out. Back to Gemma. And all the way to Caitlin. Able to sidestep, but gets taken down in the next contact. And you can see Clee Hill just straight over and able to... Clee Hill's ruck speed in this game was phenomenal. It's a step up from what we were seeing last season against some of these teams. Knock on though, we get the advantage, and Tori tries to run it. Just getting the ball, just goes out to Emma. But then cleared and set, but it gets brought back to the knock on. Further scrum here then, and we do get the ball out the back. Lottie going in to secure the ruck. Just pass the ball out to Emma Farmer to have a bit of a crash ball, but eventually has some backup. Jess goes for a quick snipe with the rest of the team coming in, but Clee Hill get the turnover for us holding on, which, again, Clee Hill hands us straight into the ruck at those points. So Clee go to clear the lines, and it goes top pocket rocket Gemma, and she's able to make a few metres. Scarlett straight in over the ruck. Good ball out to Squig, who's able to withstand the tackle, and then in comes the support. Ball out to Tori. Tori's able to make a run. Quick ball out to Aya, who just misses the pass, and Aya gets swept up in the tackle. Able to secure the ball in the ruck though. A bit later on, we crash ball again, but Clee Hill again turn it over. They were just fantastic in ripping the ball, both in contact in the rucks and before the mauls could actually begin as well. So try a bit of a counter ruck as well, but Clee Hill just able to turn it over, get the ball out to the winger, and the winger goes pretty much clean through for a try. It's a fantastic try. Had loads of space to run into. A bit disappointed to concede that as the first try. And for the points after, nails it. So a bit disappointed to be going down after the first 20 minutes, but as Coach Andy would have said, it's still 0-0. I think we had played really well up until this point. We were playing the ball into space where we could do, and we're making good use of our wingers. But we were being forced into playing Clee Hill's game, which is a very, very narrow game, and one that's dominated by lots of brutality and brute force. But Clee Hill here just able to overturn us after a few loose balls, and the wing is able to evade both Connie and Squiggy, and is able to run through for a try. Again, making use of narrow defending. And the kick to goal was not successful. So we're a bit disappointed to go into the break at 12-0 down, but we have to remember the fact that it's the first game that we've played in about 5 odd months because we were unable to arrange a pre-season friendly. We're missing a few first-team regulars, and then also Gemma's had to fill in for Caitlin at full-back here because Caitlin had an unfortunate collarbone injury. So Gemma's just running the ball out to try and create some full position for us. We're able to secure the ruck there. Pass ball to Emma, who never was able to put in a clearance kick into the about the halfway line, maybe our 10-metre line. Able to run up and try and put pressure on in the tackle, and we're able to take some of the ball carriers down, but ball comes out to the wing. And we're actually able to win the turnover here in the ruck, so able to pass the ball out into some space. Troy's able to get the ball out, a bit of a looping pass. Aya's able to shuffle it out to Scarlett. Scarlett's able to pop off to Tina. Tina's into Connie, and Connie's blasting down the wing, but the game gets taken out by the wing. Fantastic covering tackle. Scarlett's able to try and punch up a little bit more as well, and we actually win the penalty. Someone takes the penalty quickly, trying to play the way that we as Kidderminster Carolians play, which is speed, aggressive, and skillful. Able to get another advantage for the Clee Hill defence not being back 10. But unfortunately, this attack kind of goes and fizzles into nothing. So we've done our own 22 now. Bit of a spilled ball from a penalty, so Connie's trying to run in better field position, able to run into a couple of Clee Hill defenders, gets taken down. We're able to win the ball, trying to pass it out towards some space, but the ball gets fumbled and goes loose, so clearly able to recover that, and are able to try and chip out towards the wing. Just comes out here, good cover tackle, some really good support by the Clee Hill attack as well. Running into our defenders, making those hits, making those tackles, and we win the penalty for holding on, which is a bit of a let off really, because the Clee Hill attack was great. Again, Emma goes really quickly, tries to run the ball out. Again, trying to pass the ball down the line, so Lottie passes it out to Tori. Tori runs it into 3 defenders and gets taken out. Again, we tried to chip the ball out. Jazz in their first game, just a bit of a mispassed ball, which is absolutely fine. It happens, and Clee Hill then on the attack really towards us, and we're trying our best to defend the line. They're really shifting us really well. We're defending quite narrowly as a team. Again, we're out of practice for the first time in a while, so they're really pulling us left and right and centre here, and they're really utilising the space as well, which is fantastic to see in a game of rugby like this. So they're just working through the phases, really trying to find the spaces on our defensive line, able to evade a few tackles as we're getting a bit tired throughout the game, out towards the wing, able to shirk a tackle as well, and ball just to go forward there. So we get the resulting scrum, which is good. Out to Emma. Emma puts in a good clearance kick, which can't really find the angle for, but it's actually able to be picked up by the Clee Hill back line. We put a bit of pressure on in the defence, and then they're actually able to try and pass the ball out. We've got some good defensive tackles on, but Clee Hill's hands are just fantastic, and the wing is able to shirk a tackle from Gemma, and is able to go over from close range, puts the ball down between the sticks, and then the resulting kick as well, nicely and easy through the uprights. So we go again. Emma putting it up nice and high for Clee Hill to collect. The flanker really making a devastating run through our lines, able to avoid a few tackles there before getting taken down. Clee Hill then started ramping up for the phases, taking loads of crash balls in, really trying to tire our defence out, then pinging out really wide. Again, a bit narrow, so the 10 is able just to put a nice little ball in through the back, which Gemma is able to collect and able to make a few metres before floating it off to Georgia, who gets taken down on the wing. Just calm the pace down a little bit before giving the ball to Lottie. Crash ball into Tina, Maddie, who's able to put out to Lottie to Em. He gets taken down, and then you've got Tori, who is able to make a nice little flow to Squiggy, who's a devastating run through, able to make us a good 10 or so metres. And then Scarlett, you've got to love this from a prop, right? Devastating run, prop in the wild, and just gets taken down just shy of the 5 metre line, with some fantastic support from Connie, from Emma Farmer there. And then Lottie again just tries to crash ball it in, and then gets eaten up within a maul, and the attack kind of fills us into nothing. So we win a scrum penalty with their own half, and trying to figure out what to do, we decide to go quickly. Jess with a tap and pass to Jazz, and Jazz makes a nice little offload to Em, who passes it out to Lottie. Lottie crash balls it into the Clee Hill defence. We've been again trying to really work it out towards the wings, just to really try and get the ball moving. But Emma Farmer gets dispossessed by the Clee Hill defence, and Clee Hill are able to really work their offensive line well. Really trying to make sure that we kind of huddle together and have a short, narrow defensive line, and they're able to crash some balls through. before quickly pinging it out. Connie goes to interception, but knocks it on. Referee deems it to be accidental, so thankfully no card. But from the penalty, number 8 crash balls it, goes through a couple of defenders, and is able to dot it over the line. Really, really well worked try there, and the kick goes through the post. So we start here with a Clee Hill penalty within our 22. It's tried to force our way through our defensive line. Almost successful to get over the line in fairness, but then start pinging the ball out a bit wider. Connie in here with a thumping tackle to try and stop the attack, and then Clee Hill retain the ball. Again, still trying to pass it out wide, and then their outside centre just able to walk through our defensive line. Connie's unable to make the cover tackle for a second time. With the conversion goes wide, so Clee Hill now were 31-0 up. Here we are then with a penalty kick, which we tap and go. Maddie crashing the ball in, trying to get some decent field position. We're able to secure the ball, but the pass out to Emma goes a bit awry, and Clee are able to jump on that to turn the ball over. They actually win a penalty from that. So then from the penalty, their scrum half taps and goes, is able to get into a bit of a tussle, which they hit the floor. So again, Clee were able to secure the ball and then kick the ball out, goes out after bounce, and Clee Hill walk away as the 31-0 victors in the contest. So congratulations to Clee Hill on the win. I think from a coaching perspective, we were probably the better team in the first half, but with loads of unnecessary errors and a few injuries, that just ultimately cost us the game. There's plenty of positives to take into the next game though, which is against Old Hales in a couple of weeks. So if you'd like to follow us along on our journey, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.